Meldrum. I hear you want to speak with me.
Yeah, I do. Can I get in?
Yeah, okay, I'll have a talk as long as you only ask the questions and don't answer them as well.
Oh, fair enough, Doc. Well, now listen, you just got back from America and from England. How did it go over there, especially in the US?
Well, it was it was excellent. We had about 5 weeks in America. We did a loop around the major cities and up through the Midwest, based mostly on where radio was picking the album up.
Right.
And by the time we finished, we had Portland and Seattle with sellout concerts, which in a new country was really exciting.
Yeah, what's it like playing to American audiences as opposed to Australian ones? Especially for the first time when they hardly know you.
Sure. The big difference was that they didn't know the songs or the lyrics that well, but they were there for a rock and roll night, you know, which is the same as Australian audiences. So, in a way, the biggest surprise for me was that they weren't so different.
Now, I've got to ask you this. Why did you have to change your name for American market?
Yeah, basically a straight-out legal situation. There's a band there called Angel.
Right.
And you can't trade under a name that's confusing. And from our point of view, we didn't want to be confused with them.
Now, let's go on to Darkroom, the new album. What progression do you feel it's made from, say, No Exit Face to Face?
Okay, one major one is in the production itself. John and Rick had a lot to do with that. And the other albums have been very guitar-oriented and very hard. So we thought we'd look at some different sounds. Rick plays keyboards on the album.
Which brings me to the point, will you have to do that on stage? I mean, will you introduce
Sure, we've got keyboards on stage now.
Yeah.
Rick's playing it. We're doing Darkroom on stage now.
Right.
And it's going over really well, too.
All right. In your songs, dice comes up a lot.
Yeah.
Is your life lived by the dice? I read these things in the songs.
Have you read that book, The Dice Man?
Yes, I have.
The person who throws the dice, and every day he lives his life by that. That fascinated me, that somebody would do that, and I suppose that fascination comes up.
In a lot of your songs, like there's lines like she throws her dice, give me the sound of a rolling dice, to take a chance on a loaded dice.
Yeah, you've found more things about dice than I'd have thought we put in.
Yeah, there's a lot of, well, there's other things like mirror or looking glass. I mean, I'm fascinated by the way you do write songs.
That's I suppose for us, it really is the chance aspect, you know. I used to really like paintings and even some music, like John Cage in that. I mean, he walks on stage and throws his music in the air and picks it up, and he has page 1 and page 11 and page 14 and page 2 and plays it like that. It's just that element of unpredictability, you know, and I guess that fascinates.
Well, now, I mean, with this interview, you tend to read a lot about the Angels, about their success. We've never really had a chance to do an interview, and yet really basically when I thought about it, one doesn't know much about you guys at all. Is that the way you've wanted it to be all the time? Let your music say it for you?
Basically, yeah. I don't see a lot of merit in talking beyond what we do. I find bands sometimes or artists stand around and say, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, and then they break a leg and nothing happens. Where we began the band really to write songs,
right?
And that's where we begin and end.
Do it worry you I mean,
the main point
success
is
and the
comes
fame?
out of the songs. Success and the fame.
Fame that came over the next 2 years, you know, that you were always in demand, that the records were selling, you're getting, you know.
That's the kind of problem a band likes to have.
Yeah, but did it infringe on your private life? Because I always felt that sometimes you'd sort of look and think, now, don't ask about my private life.
I'm very conscious of my privacy.
Right.
Which is why I haven't really spoken to a lot of media people.
Right.
And so I really like to keep that side to myself.
All right, the live side of the Angels, you don't go overboard with lights. They're very tastefully done. It's always sort of in darkened images, and then they burst out. And there's a lot of energy from yourself on stage. whereas with Rick, there tends to sort of be the coolness and that, well, with the rest of the group. Is that the way that you wanted to see the group become?
The thing about everybody on stage, Rick standing still, you know, I like to dance, and everybody else moving around, is that we're basically doing what we each prefer to do.
Right.
Rick, you know, would much rather concentrate on his guitar than move around like some sort of, you know, pseudo Keith Richard or something like that. You know, I mean, he's very comfortable doing that.
Actually, I have to laugh sometimes, is when you go to a disco or a dance place and your records come on and you see people suddenly go into an Angels routine, and it's either leaping up in the air and throwing their hands in front of them like that,
yeah,
or it's just standing perfectly still and pretending to play a guitar and just oddly staring around the room. No, there's no in-between.
Yeah, we've got some people actually who watch Rick very closely to see if his eyebrows move. It's weird. They're so intent.
So what can we look forward to over the next 12 months from the Angels? American influence, do you think?
No, I don't think that's really very valid for us. I mean, we've had a lot of American influence and a lot of British influence in our songs so far. Personally, I think Australia, the overall feel in Australian music is a lot more gutsy than what's happening in America. We'll be touring a lot, but we're still using Australia as our base.
Right. Yeah, well, okay, Doc, is there any more secrets I can get out of you about yourself and the Angels? Oh, well, then again, of course, you've got no secrets at all, really, have you?
Ian, that's it.
What's it?
You answered the question. Now you're going to have to leave
Oh, now,
the car.
come on, now, hold on.
No, that's what we agreed to, Ian. You're going to have to exit.
But, oh, fair enough. Okay.
Driver, stop the car, please.
Oh,
We did agree on that.
yeah, fair enough. I mean, I didn't realise
it was
about
over the top of it.
Yeah, secrets, yeah, fair enough. Okay, all right. Thanks, Doc. Anyhow.
Why don't you go back to your dark room?